And it's a lava loon puppet on that Grand Awarded.
They're close to lava loon puppet. You
Holy!
gotta be kidding me. Representing for Navi like a madman over here.
Welcome back to the Picks and Ban, where it is now match number 2, and I've got a special guest, the one and only Eric, to bring you an insane matchup between Gaku and Kazuma. Eric, are you ready?
I mean, it's Navi versus Navi. How could I not be ready? This is gonna be a hype like crazy match here, and I'm ready. I can't get enough of it. Let's get into this.
Absolutely. And of course, this is picks and bans. So we have the bans in the middle, and then we have the picks on the side. Gaku is going to be banning the very first item here. I mean, this is going to be a classic ban that we're going to see across the board. It's going to be the one and only Rage spell. Of course, there's not going to be a Rage to be used here, Eric.
Yeah, that's gonna make a big difference there. That every attack uses Rage. Like, what do you do without it?
And the second thing to be banned here by Gaku, I mean, we're not going to be seeing this one. It's going to be the Fireball equipment.
That's a very strategic ban. If you ban the Rage, it stops a lot of attacks. If you ban the Fireball, it stops a lot of other attacks that don't need the Rage. It's a very strategic ban. I like it a lot.
And the final ban coming in from Gaku is going to be another spell here, and it's going to be the Freeze spell. So no Rage, no Fireball, and no Freeze in this match. Nobody can use it, not even Gaku himself.
You would think that they would choose easy things like barbarians and archers so that they can use all these cool things, because this stops themselves from using it as well.
And now Kazuma has his very first ban, and Eric, it is going to be also the Freeze spell. So Kazuma was worried about it, so he chose to go Freeze just in case, to make it harder for Gaku.
There's less bans overall, so it might be a good thing for having more triples in the war.
And now the second ban coming in from Kazuma's side is going to be, let alone another spell, and it is not the Rage, it's the invisibility spells. Eric, how are we going to protect your troops from getting hit by things?
Yeah, just spam dragons without Rage, I guess. I don't know.
And the third and final ban coming in from Kazuma is going to be another spell. It's the Earthquake spell. And I've learned some things through this process, Eric, and I've learned you can kind of nerf the Fireball by just banning the Earthquake, and banning the Earthquake also technically bans the Lightning in a sense. So the Earthquake, I feel, is almost stronger ban than the Fireball itself.
Interesting. I mean, the Fireball and the Earthquake, like you said, is kind of redundant, so there's a lot of overlap here.
And Eric, the very first pick from Kazuma is in, and he is going the way of a troop. And that troop is going to be the Healer. So we've got the Healer as the first selection for Kazuma, which means that Gaku could still bring the Healer puppet.
True, that's true, but it's going to make so that Queen charges are not going to be a thing, Ward of Walks are not going to be a thing. It's going to limit a lot of things and also remove all smash attacks as well.
And now Gaku gets 2 picks in a row, and his very first selection is going to be a troop. And that troop is going to be the Balloon. So we're going to have the Balloon coming in as the very first pick from Gaku.
You don't really need the Balloon if you can't have healers and rages and all the other things. Like, I don't think that'll affect too much.
And Gaku's second selection, since he has back-to-back picks, is going to be another spell here in this match. And it's going to be the Skeleton spell here, chosen by Gaku. So Kazuma can use the Balloon or the Skelly spell here, Eric.
I mean, just ban all the spells at this point. Like, what's even left?
Right? Just take them all out.
Heals and haste. Heals and haste.
And now Kazuma goes back-to-back picks here with pick number 4 coming in. And it's, Eric, we're going to all spells. We're going to all spells. It's the Overgrowth spell here coming in for Kazuma. Eric, there's really like almost going to be nothing left.
Yeah, well, he can let him use a Skeleton unless he has that pick next.
Well, no, Gaku picked the Skeleton, so yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
They can't pick the same thing.
They can't pick the same thing, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yes. And Kazuma's final selection is in, and it's finally not a spell, and it's gonna be the Eternal Atome coming in here as the final pick number 5 for Kazuma. So we have Healer, Overgrowth, and Eternal Tome, which I'm so surprised Eternal Tome was picked this late.
No, I think I understand his strategy here. He's removing everything that can protect your troops. So with Healer's gone, Eternal Tome gone, Overgrowth gone, Freeze is gone.
Yeah.
Everything that you can use to protect your troops is eliminated.
And the final pick coming in from Gaku is not going to be a spell. It's going back to the troops, and the one and only a Super Wall Breaker coming in as the final ban from Gaku. But Kazuma can bring a regular Wall Breaker, so good luck opening these walls.
I don't know what army is left here. Like, there's so many things that are banned. It's gonna make it a really interesting match for sure.
It is. So let's see what they could do. And we're off, Eric. Here we go. We just got to double check the abilities and everything in this match. Is remember, Kazuma, Eternal Tome, Overgrowth, and Healers were selected from his side, and he does have the Eternal Tome selected here. And look at that, regular Wall Breakers.
I mean, if he's not allowed to bring the freezes or the rages, he's got to bring something else to be able to fill up those spell slots, and so he opts for all these overgrowths, 3 overgrowths in this Root Rider attack. That's kind of excessive, but then again, I know this could work as well.
Yeah, he went with the Overgrowth. Root Riders were not selected all, so he can take that, and he uses a lightning spell to help take out that mortar.
Interesting choice there. Flame Flicker is going to keep on moving forward. It looks like it's not going to beat any threats for quite a long time, so we should be able to clear out that corner. It's not a coast for a bit here. I think we got to start setting next phase here from the right to get the Expo tank so we can make sure that doesn't cause any problems. But Wall Breakers, since he can't use Super Wall Breakers, we'll try to open up the right side there and get the King inside the base there with the funnel already formed in advance.
Yeah, Ice Golem leading the charge right on in. Root Riders are down. Grand Warden and the Rage Gem as he's going to push his way straight on into the Multi-Arch Tower. The Scatter, and we have the Spitter pointing right off to where Super Hogs have looked to come out of that Flame Flinger, which opened up.
Yeah, he's coming in behind the Fire Spitters for the most part there, but other than those Super Hogs, yeah, it's gonna not do anything for the rest of the attack here. But what, he just overgrows everything in the middle of the base there. Like, he's gonna walk through the middle, and he's gonna have no damage while he fights off the Ice Golems. There's the Turtle Tome, which he is allowed to use here. Gaku won't be allowed to use that, but Kazuma will have that in overgrowth to keep his Root Riders alive and still pushing through the middle, but he's got to go back to the Town Hall.
He's
still got it under overgrowth.
Oh no, the Town Hall is sitting right there. It's still up, but the Queen's ability was forced because of the Minion Prince. Goes with another overgrowth. The Town Hall remains. He's got to heal. Some Root Riders try to path their way back to the Town Hall, but Mile of away will take it. No way, is Kazuma going to start with a 1?
No, he's got the World Champion go the wrong direction here. Maybe I was going to say she could potentially go over and get it, but by the time he gets back around, he's going to have the World Champion over to the far left, and she's going to be way out of position. No,
she
went back to
that
hall now.
But she dead.
Oh, no, not even close. Rip.
Oh, that RC got absolutely stopped in her tracks, but it just seems like every time you pair in overgrowth, it just leads to 1-stars in these Root Riders.
It does, but then again, when you don't have access to freezes and rages, you're not getting a lot of damage output. The rage, I think, is a huge impact because that's gonna, neither player can use a rage. And the rage is probably the most important spell in the entire game, followed closely by the freeze. And with those two out of commission, it does make Town Hall 17, and really any Town Hall, extremely difficult. He's going to instead opt for skeleton spells and Inferno Dragons. I haven't seen Inferno Dragons a lot in Town Hall 16, or 17, I mean. But I said in one of my recent videos that I think that theoretically, the Inferno Dragons should be really good with the Minion Prince, because you don't need rages for this, because the Inferno Dragons can deal a lot of damage without it.
That is true, but we got the Minion Prince, like you said, and it's a Lava Loon Puppet on that Grand Warden when you can't bring the Eternal Tome. So, okay, he's going with the Lava Loon Puppet. No Rage Gem on that Warden. So no rage at all, essentially, for in this army, as that Frost right away coming in, the Dark Orb to slow things down with that Minion Prince.
I like that because he can't get protection from a lot of other effects there with no overgrowth, no Eternal Tome. So the orb giving the protection there, but I don't know if it's enough here. He's got a lot of skeleton spells, though, and that's going to have to protect him like crazy as he goes in. And the lava loon puppet, like you mentioned, start to pass through the core of the base there. Close the lava loon puppet.
Okay. Close him up as he's trying to push his way straight to the core of this base. We do have an Inferno Dragon locking on the Town Hall. Minion Prince is there with the Angry Jelly. Continue his way around. Town Hall is going down. King and Queen are working together to the top side.
Okay, they can start working across the backside with skeleton spells also protecting them. Disable the defensive king up top there. Queen gonna reach over the walls and get this multi-archer tower down. Inferno Dragon still moving to the core of the base. Get the fire spitter down. Just gotta get this defensive minion prince down.
No shot.
Really good. Spiky ball.
Oh my god! Gaku! What in the world is this attack? Of course, you know when you're coming in with the picks and bans, it forces you to be creative in a way. You got to be thinking outside the box, and that is what Gaku does exactly right here. He has a balloon in his CC, which is perfectly fine because he did indeed select a balloon for his side. And what an incredible attack Gaku came in with. And we're in with the attack. Wait, Super Witches coming in here, Eric.
Yes, Super Witches, but no Fireball. So Angry Jelly with the Warded Walk recalls the Warded Walk to set it up there. And it's a nice way to set a funnel, but you got to be really, really careful because the Warden could be very vulnerable without the extra invisibility freezes or rages to use. And so you got to go into really light areas because you have no extra layers of ways to keep him safe.
Yeah, that is true. With now the Warden continuing his way up top, does have the benefit of the healers there, keeping him alive. And the Witch is coming out of the CC. And look at what the Town Hall is. That could lead to another potential 1-star.
Yeah, he's got the sweepers facing over to the right there. If he comes to the left, he won't get any sweeper knockback. And I feel like that's actually really impactful in this because if the healers are taking knockback and you don't have rage spells, then they're not going to surge back forward and get the healing pick back up there. So your healing overall is massively reduced because you can't use rage spells.
But he's getting his way pushed right on through into the core. The king is down. Queen followed with these Super Witches. Rocket Loon leading the charge. And we will have that Warden Eternal Tome. It's going to be clutch to get all the value into the core. And there is the Overgrowth to stop the Monolith, the Fire Spitter, and the Town Hall from getting any shots off.
Yeah, just try to reduce the damage any way you can to make up for not having freezes and rages. That's going to be really, really important here, but he's going into rage towers on defense, and so he's going to be taking some pretty significant damage, but a lot of it is reduced there with the Town Hall disabled.
And there's the Royal Champion ability off to the right, but she goes down, and the Overgrowth has worn off, but pairs in that Warden's Eternal Tome as he continues his push into the core.
He already got the Giga Bomb triggered there, so doesn't have to worry about that anymore, but he'll Overgrowth the backside of the base there. King pops the Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots open to the far left there, but he's engaged the defensive Minion Prince, and Minion Prince is flying. He can't attack back, so the Queen is luckily there to be able to take him down. It's starting to slow down a bit here, and he's also used up a lot of his time already.
Yeah.
That initial setup using like a double Warden Walk funnel, that used up all of his clock here, and there's no time to finish this. It's going to be a 2-star.
Yeah, there's only 20 seconds left here as he continues his way around in towards the core. He needs to get that scatter, but we have a multi-archer tower still in the backside, a few Teslas as well. And unfortunately, Kazuma is going to fall short here, and this is going to be probably a time fail here as that Queen and a Super Witch are still alive, as long as the Warden would be able to keep the Queen alive with, well, it's only one healer, so maybe not. But still, Kazuma, nice try right there. Only a 76% too. And now Gaku is back in here. And what does he have cooked up? Is it the Inferno Dragons? No, it's not. It's some Rocket Loons.
Yeah, but I thought he would have kept going with the Inferno Dragons because it seems like that was such a perfect army for what he had, what he has available, what he's allowed to use here. But he's going to recall the Royal Champion after she initially deployed and then use that to set up for the Flame Flinger. He's also got a Revive spell, but I mean, with all the other spells banned, he's going to just stack these skeleton spells and go for protection in a different way.
Exactly, but remember, so he recalled that Royal Champion there, and the Warden has an ability, but it won't do anything. It's a Rage Gem and a life gem there, so it's going to be basically can't activate that as he continues his way through and has a clone spell to use.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only other thing that would be activated that would be useful would be the Healing Tome, so that's not super useful when you're just stacking heroes. It's better to have a constant effect. Yeah, I don't know about the life gem though. It seems kind of odd choice. But then again, with so much equipment banned on the warden, what else do you do? You know?
Exactly, but he's going to continue to push through with that King's Earthquake Boost, going to give him access to the core of this base, as that Flame Flinger is still getting some nice value off to the right. Out comes the Clan Castle, Ice Golems, Headhunters, Skeletons pop as he continues this push into the core, and the King has come back to life with that Phoenix.
You know, he just did something very OP. He popped his Eternal Toe, or he popped his Ward ability. Anyways, like, that's probably my habit is to cut the core of the base.
Yeah, I mean, you just use it, and then it doesn't do anything because there's nothing to activate. But Super Minions sniping the enemy Queen. And, yeah, I see the Town Hall's up, but he has a couple options, and he goes with the RC now to go for the Town Hall.
Yeah, he's going to go with the Rocket Spear to shoot. Okay, he's still the Rocket Spear active. I think there's a lot of shots there left over from when he popped it earlier. But yeah, he does pick it up right there. That's clutch. But there's still a lot of base left here. Look at the clone in the middle there, getting into the multi, into the monolith. Oh my god, that gives him a chance to recover
Wait a second. The RC's still there with the Fox. The Rocket Loser coming in as a no shot. You turn this one around, or maybe he gets it yet again.
You gotta be kidding me. Representing for Na'Vi like a madman over here.
Wow, what an attack we had here. Gaku coming in clutch, and another 3-star. Now Kazuma is up here, and at this point, well, he's only got this final attack because it's a 3 versus 3. He's got a triple and hope something happens to Gaku.
I mean, something could happen with the way that these attacks could end up going.
Could.
He's using Super Dragons here for this one. He's got the Minion Prince, but just like we were talking about earlier, without the Rage and the Freeze, the Super Dragons, the drag attacks in general, are gonna be, I would think, ineffective. So, I mean, I don't know what the chances are here.
Wow, that Queen went down so quick, and he got her ability off, but that's not really at all much after that. But he can revive her and then have the Frozen Arrow continue to work onto the defenses. But let's see, as the Super Dragons are now down with that Grand Warden.
Carbon, I think that's like really emphasizing when you would want to have like a freeze to be able to lock that up there. But yeah, he revives the Queen right there. He's able to pick her back up. She gets the Metal takedown, gets the blimp into it, and he's got it under control there. And I think he has to run Rocket Balloons instead of regular balloons with this because of the ban. He had Rocket Balloons inside of his CC there with the Super Dragon on top of that. Yeah,
that's the choice. But that was really interesting, bringing that Queen back alive to help slow down the Town Hall as he was making his way right on through. He did pop that Minion Prince ability, Royal Champion to the top side, but no King, since he did swap out that Minion Prince, as the Royal Champion is going to make her way up top, but he has 2 heals, but everything's pretty much gone here, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I said, this is another attack that relies on the rages and the freezes. And if you don't have either of those, then it's gonna struggle. I just feel like this has been a failure to adapt here for Kazuma, but then a masterclass in how to adapt for Gaku. This is a very impressive showing for Gaku, but Kazuma's trying to use what would normally work on bases, but that he's missing very, very key components to the attacks, and that's really, really messing him up.
It makes it so much harder, and it really compounds the smallest mistake. Because if you can't recover with, like, the ability to have rage spells, the ability to have freezes, invises, earthquakes, those are all banned here total for each player in this match. But what's also impressive is that these players are playing solo. So they got to think of 3 attacks in such a short time frame. That's what I find impressive.
I don't know if Gaku needs any luck there because he already won. He's already 1 star ahead.
Right?
He can swag his last attack, but he's going to throw the Inferno Dragons again.
Unless he gets a 0 star and brings bans, then he goes negative. That's the first time ever in history that a negative stars is possible.
I guess so. Yeah, that's true.
But let's see. It's the Inferno Dragons yet again, and the Flame Flinger to the far right, while the Queen going to the bottom side.
Yeah, he's going to be able to recall her out, though, to be able to extract her to safety. She does step her way into the Skeletal Spells, giving a lot of layers of protection for her. She's barely taking any damage. If anything, And what she is taking is getting healed up, and he's going to power right through that minion prince there. Very, very well-established funnel right there with the Flame Flicker also still working and will continue to work across the top of the base.
Yeah, that Flame Flinger is going to have fantastic value over there. He's going to push everything in the corner. There is the recall onto the Queen, as now we have the Queen off to the far left side over there to continue her way and the push into that section as he's got skeletons, he's got a revive, he's got heals as he can move his way through, and then Monolith will probably lock onto the Flame Flinger here, but he's pushing these Inferno Dragons right to the bottom.
Like that, more skeleton spells for the Queen. I mean, everything that you have for protection here is the skeleton spells. I mean, he's got the healing tome and life gem to be able to try to keep these Inferno Dragons alive, because he's not allowed to use an Eternal Tome because of Kazuma's ban on it.
Wow.
And so he'll get to the core of the base here and just try to stay alive any way that he can.
Yeah. He's just keeping all his troops healed up there. He continue his way into the core. Super minions coming out of the Flame Flinger. Now, Minion Prince with that Dark Orb was able to help provide a lot of frost, the slowing effect of everything in the core, but that has worn off as the RC Billy has gone. He does have the revive, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of defense left here, though.
Yeah.
RC's getting picked off here. Here comes the CC troops. He's going to lose out on this one, Carpin. It was close. Honestly, it was close here. And with the way that you can't protect your troops here, with like Eternal Tome being banned, with the Freeze being banned, like just those two alone make it very difficult to get into a very, very concentrated core like this, especially if you can't like bring a fireball to blow it all up there before you even make your entry. This was a big challenge to attack that style of base, and I can see why Kazuma was able to get the defense.
And there is the match. 8-5. Gaku is going to be taking the victory here in the very first round and advancing. Coming up next, we have Max, Ghost, Van versus Kingsman, Tryhard, and Hades. Are you serious, Hades? What are you up to here? 30 miners.
Instead, just gonna zap out in the core. Does get the rage down, gets the multi-arch star. Does he have enough? Nice! He guts this core completely on Ghost base.